Good day, everyone. Welcome to Senior High School and welcome to the Senior High School Subject Orientation for the second semester of school year 2020-2021. Okay, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Mr. Alexis P. Gloria. You can call me Sir Alex, and I'll be giving a few details about myself in a few. Okay, for the meantime, I'd like to say hello to UMS 11A, UMS 11B, and HE 11B. And I'd like to welcome everybody to my Practical Research 1 class. Okay, for the subject orientation, these are the things that I will be imparting to you this afternoon. I'll be giving my teacher's profile, number 2, the nature of the subject, and number 3, subject requirements, and number 4, the grading system. Okay, so let's jump to my profile. Okay, so these are things about myself. I took up Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English at Southern Luzon State University. I also have units from De La Salle University, and I finished my master's degree at Laguna State Polytechnic University. And today, or at this point in my life, I am pursuing my PhD or doctoral degree at Batangas State University. I have 2-year experience in private school, and I am now going on my 10th year for the public school. I am designated, or I am a master teacher too. I am also the senior high school coordinator, and I am also the subject group head for communication arts. Okay, now let's jump to the main topic, which is about the nature of the subject Practical Research 1. Let's have the course description of this subject. So this course develops critical thinking and problem solving skills through qualitative research. Okay, so let's look into this words, critical thinking and problem solving skills. So these are the things that you will eventually develop as you finish this subject. Okay, let's define critical thinking. Okay, so when you say critical thinking, it's the intellectually disciplined process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and or evaluating information gathered from, generated by observation, experience, reflection, reasoning, or communication as a guide to belief and action. Okay, this is a very good definition of critical thinking, as you can actually see the process of research in this definition. So you have conceptualizing. As students of Practical Research 1, you will be asked to conceptualize or think of a topic about research or a subject for research, apply the necessary methods to be able to answer such query or such problem, analyze it, and then collect all information from interviews, and then you have to evaluate the information whether it's a fact or it's only a belief of certain people. So we also have here observations, experience, reflection, and reasoning, and these are the things that you will be actually looking into in a qualitative research: experience, reflection, observation, and reasoning. Okay, let's talk about problem solving skills. Okay, now it is said here that problem solving skills helps you to determine the source of a problem and find an effective solution. So I think I asked you to write your questions that starts with what, how, and why. These are the questions that you need to ask to be able to conceptualize a problem or a topic for Practical Research 1. So this can be source of a problem, and we want to understand this phenomenon, why things are happening, and we would like to have a solution to these problems. So these are the aims and of Practical Research 1. Okay, so let's move on with the most essential competencies for quarter 1 and quarter 2. I'd also like you to observe the topics, because these are the parts of the research and that you have to prepare for as we go on with this course. So number 1, you have to share research experiences and knowledge. I think I am asking you now to, well, observe the things that you see at home. Observe people, their experiences, uncommon situations, okay, that you would like to understand and know their experiences, okay. So also you have to explain the importance of research in daily life. We all know that the things that that make our lives easier are all products of research. Next, we have describes the characteristics, the processes, and ethics of research. Next, we have differentiate quantitative from qualitative research. For quantitative research, you'll be having that in your grade 12, but for now, you'll be having qualitative research. But at this point in your life, you have to understand the difference between quantitative and qualitative research. Okay, you are also asked to provide examples of research in areas of interest, meaning from different fields. We would like to see how research are done in this particular field. Okay, like for example, for humanities and social sciences, for STEM, for ABM, and for the area of caregiving. Okay, now describe also the characteristics, strength, and weaknesses and kinds of qualitative research. Okay, these are needed for you to be able to um, put in the right method in answering or finding the solution to the problem. Because if you're not familiar with this, then you will not have an in-depth understanding about research per se. Okay, you are also asked to illustrate the importance of qualitative research across fields, and you're also asked to design a research project related to daily life. Okay, so you are asked now to think of well, again, ask questions that starts with why, how, and why, and these are just practical reasons or practical questions. So observe the people around you. Okay, why are these things happening? And as I told you before, you have to locate the problem just within the surrounding or within your surrounding. Okay, so these are the things that you have to prepare. You have to write a research title. Okay, I'll be discussing nonetheless, or I'll be checking your titles. Next, we have provides the justifications or reasons for conducting the research. So this talks about the rationale of the research. Next, state the research question or the statement of the problem. Indicate the scope and delimitation of research. So these are two concepts, scope and delimitation. Next, we have the sites, benefits, and beneficiaries of research. So this talks about the significance of the study. You also have to present the written statement of the problem in a manner that is acceptable or in a format that is acceptable in our institution. You also have to, this is a little, or you have to work on this, select relevant literature. Another is cite related literature using standard style, and synthesize information from relevant literature. You are also asked to write coherent review of literature, follow ethical standards in writing related literature, and presents written review of literature. Okay, so this part, okay, the first few most essential competencies are actually part of chapter 1, while the latter are part of chapter 2. Okay, next let's move on with the quarter 2. Okay, so going back with such, we have, okay, these are the MELSIs for quarter 2. Choose appropriate qualitative research design. So in other words, you have to have the right design depending on the title or the subject of the research. Next, you have to describe the sampling procedure and sample. Whether you will be having one respondent or two respondents, 10, 15, or 20. Okay, depending on on the kind of research that you will be doing. Plans, data collection, data gathering, instrument, and analysis procedures. Next, you have to write the research methodology, and then collect data through observation and interviews. So you are only limited with this observation and interviews. When you have qualitative research, it is not like quantitative research that you answer survey questionnaire. So in here, you are asked to observe and to interview. Okay, so you are also asked to infer and explain patterns and themes from data. Since you have, since you are done with the observation, since you are done with the interview, primarily you have to explain or look into the patterns and themes from those data that you have gathered. Okay, so you also have to relate the findings with pertinent literature and draws conclusions from patterns and themes. So what is your conclusion and what is the theme that you were able to generate after analyzing the data? And of course, you have to formulate the recommendations based on the conclusions. And lastly, you have to list references. Okay, so you must have a list of references. I know you have a lot of worries about research, but you will eventually have get into it or get the hype of it as we go through with this course. Okay, but of course it will be challenging for all of us since this we're still in the pandemic, but I'll be trying my best to give you what you deserve and what you want and answer what you need and the things that you deserve to learn. Okay, so these are things that I will be requiring for the subject. So you must have, I'll be giving answer sheets. No, I'll be giving modules, so you have to give back to me the answer sheets, and of course the performance test. You will have nothing to worry about the subject since I will only be asking about the manuscript. No performances like for example that you will be submitting a video or a sing and dance, whatever output or performance as such like that. For this subject, you're only asked to submit your manuscript. So I'm talking about chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But in our case, we do have a format for, or our format will be IMRAD. So I'll be telling about this in the next coming days probably. But IMRAD, when you say IMRAD, it's introduction, methodology, results and discussion, and results and analysis and discussion. Okay. Next, we have here the grading system. So you are only asked to, or 30% is allotted for written work and 70% is allotted for performance tests. So this is really important. So 30% is composed of quizzes, the modules or the answer sheets that you will be submitting, but primarily most of your grades will be coming from your manuscript. So in other words, if you cannot submit your manuscript, then you lose the 70% of your grade. So that's actually a ground for failing the subject because you had not met the 70% of your grade. Okay, next. So okay, I think I'm done with my orientation. So again, welcome to my class. You guys have a lot of works to do when it comes to research. Feeling ko ito yung kinatatahutang subject ng mga estudyante, but nonetheless we'll be trying our best to understand and compromise, understand the situation that we have. I understand the situation, so you might as well understand as well my situation. So parehas lang tayo nahihirapan sa sitwasyon that we have now, but again, I think we can compromise. Okay, so if you do have concerns with this subject, so you can reach me through this contact details. Okay, so you will be submitting to me your manuscripts or your outputs through this email address, alexisgloria001@deped.gov.ph. You can also call or text 0925-747-0670, and my Facebook account is Alexis P. Gloria. Okay, so on that note, again, welcome to Practical Research 1. Thank you.